Welcome everyone to In the Roots with Andy. I'm your host, Andrew Augustine, and with the incredible honor of joining me for my first ever podcast is the one and only personal trainer, Matthew Nassief. Is that what you go, personal trainer or something else, or what do you want?
I'm just shocked that you said incredible honor. I've never been introduced like that ever to anything.
No, it's your honor to be on. Yeah. You kind of mix that up.
I take back everything I said. It is an honor to be the first guest on this. Thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Matt Nassief, and I do personal train.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I actually wanted to ask about your college experience because you didn't always want to do this. Like, what got you to where you decided you wanted to be doing this full time?
Yeah, so a little bit of background. So, I think I was always... So all through high school, I was, super skinny. I just was, I always had skinny jeans. My dad was skinny, brother skinny. So naturally, through high school, I was, 135 pounds. I always wanted to get into lifting. Finally, second year of college at Yavapai College, I got serious with it. I put on 35 pounds of muscle my first year. Lifting, and at that time I was just doing Associate of Arts degree, just the regular BS degree. I got into psychology. I really wanted to do psychology, and psychology kind of tailored off. I got kind of bored of it. It was all the classes were the same, and then I realized how much I liked lifting and fitness and how much I was putting into my own body, that I was like, oh, why can't I do this?
So how many times overall did you switch your degree?
Twice. The first one was I just did the regular Associate of Arts, and then that was to psychology, and then psychology to, it's called Exercise and Wellness.
Gotcha. I wanted to ask, there's this Nike quote that says...
This coffee's really good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. There's this Nike quote. It says, if you have a body, you're an athlete.
That's so funny.
I kind of wanted to...
For anybody that knows the Nike slogan, if you work there, that's what they say all the time to everybody. If you're a body, you're... No. If you have a body, you're an athlete, no matter what. That's just what they push. And, are you asking me if that's true?
Yeah, I want to know what you think about it.
I think anybody can be an athlete. Obviously there's... People are naturally more athletic than others. People are naturally more in shape depending on their genes. But if anybody works at it and gets in shape, people can hit their athletic peak. Not everybody can be LeBron James or, Giannis or someone like that, but anybody can certainly reach their athletic peak.
You want to know how I think about it?
Huh?
There were, thinking about in high school, you got the athletic kids, the people who are actually athletes.
Yeah.
But then you have the band kids,
mm-hmm.
right? So if you have a body, are you a band kid? Or
I think Nike just says that because they're an athletic brand. They're not a band brand. They don't sell instruments. They sell athletic clothes.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Anyway, back to the point, I guess. With your fitness, what's your audience? What do you want? What do you hope to accomplish?
As far as my audience goes, so just to kind of explain what I do a little bit, I graduated college, and right now I sell my own fitness programs through Instagram. I bought a marketing program to where it kind of teaches you how to sell, and that's essentially what I want to do, is sell through online. So my audience is basically people that have my body type, or the body type that I had. I can help anybody get fit, but the main people I focus on is skinny guys trying to gain muscle, because I was a skinny guy that tried to gain muscle. And so I know firsthand what to do for me, and so that's, I try to apply the stuff that I did for myself that worked to anybody else.
Do you help people in a different, demographic as far as body type, or do you stick to the one?
No, I certainly can. Like I said, if a lot of close friends ask me, for example, there's been people from Nike, guys and girls, that say, oh, I need to drop weight, I need to, or I want to get a six-pack for the summer, or I want to look good in this dress for this wedding I'm going to be in over the summer, stuff like that. And it's yeah, I can help with that, but what I market through Instagram is like I said, skinny guys that want to gain muscle. Because the one thing that I've learned, and it's kind of the opposite of what everyone sort of thinks, is you don't want to be that guy, particularly on Instagram, that's like, oh, I can help anybody. I can be the guy. I can help any body type, anyone with any goal. Because it's like, that's just so broad. You want to be an expert at one field. You want to have your one niche to where like, oh, this guy is an expert at this thing. And I've had so many people hit me up and say one of the things that turned me onto your page was the fact that you brand that you're an expert for this specific body type. Skinny guy trying to gain muscle no matter what age. So I found that works a lot better when you focus on that one thing, even if you can help a bunch of other people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you actually train people too, like in the gym. Like you'll take them and actually do like personal training sessions. What's your capacity? How often do you do it, I guess? And like how many people would you be able to help at a time?
Well, I don't do that as much anymore. I mainly try to focus on Instagram, but I can absolutely help people in real life too.
Yeah.
In real life.
Is that like something, I guess, as an end goal you don't necessarily want to do? Or?
No, I think mainly I've found personally, and obviously it's not all about money, but where the money's at, unless you're training like professional athletes or celebrities or things like that, the money is going to be online. Yeah. That's what I noticed, like selling through the internet, because it's like the thing about fitness trainers is one thing that turned me off pretty quickly, or one reason I was skeptical about getting into it is the money. You look at like an average strength and conditioning trainer or an average, gym systematics teacher or whatever, like a high school strength coach, and it's like they don't make anything. And it's like, and the reason for that is because, you're only focused on the area you live in. Whereas like Instagram, like a lot of people do Facebook, a lot of people do YouTube, a lot of people do Instagram. You can reach anybody in the world. Like I've sold programs to people that live in like India. I sold one last week to a guy that lived in New York. And it's like, if you're an in-person personal trainer, it's like, yeah, you can help a lot of people in your area, but it's like you can't reach the audience you want. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like it better, because it's like there's kind of an unlimited amount of people that you can reach.
What goes into these plans? Like, what do you include in them?
It's just the main program I try to push right now is I have a 90-day muscle building program. It's like a bulking plan. It's essentially a 12-week. 90 days is basically 13 weeks, but I brand it as a 12-week.
It also has meal stuff though too, right?
It doesn't specifically have that,
but you can add
yeah, so I do a thing to where like I give people a deal on a meal plan if they buy the muscle building program. And obviously like you want to buy the meal plan too, because if you can't, I know this is such a cliche in the fitness industry, but it's like you can't out train a bad diet, and that is true to some extent.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of want to move to it's not a different topic, but when you're in the gym, give me 3 of your top songs that get you pumped up.
Oh my God, this is a great question. Well, I think you can guess one of them.
Blinding Lights. That really gets you excited.
It's funny,
in the gym. Like
people, oh my God, I can listen to that song anywhere, bro. Bro, that song gets me hyped for anything.
Blinding Lights, Matt's number 1 song in the gym.
It's my number 1 song of all time. Anybody that knows me personally knows that. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny, when I first started lifting, like I mentioned that first year, I had a song for like every specific lift that I did. Like for example,
really?
Yeah.
That's it. Wait, do you remember them?
I remember some of them. So like, this is gonna sound crazy. I'm sure a lot of lifters like have this too. So I would do dumbbell shoulder press, and every time I did dumbbell shoulder press, I'd listen to "Man of the Year" by Schoolboy Q. No idea why. It just did. And I remember every back workout I did, I would do some form of lat pull downs, and I'd listen to "Holy Grail" by Jay-Z. That was in like when I first started, like in 2013.
That's interesting.
There's a bunch more, I'm sure. I remember "Started from the Bottom" was in the Roto. That's when that song was like still cool and not like hated on like it is now. As far as now, I'm trying to think of my top gym songs. I still listen to Blinding Lights a lot, even to this day. The song came out 2.5 years ago. And just any type of rap. Like I'm kind of like, I know a lot of people like to listen to hard rock or like dubstep and stuff like that, but I kind of just listen to like hip hop and rap. I listen to rock sometimes, but I guess a lot of rap is what I listen to.
How about like outside of working out? What are you listening to?
It's kind of the same thing. Like, I don't really, like, what I listen to at the gym is kind of what I listen to. And honestly, like, I don't really listen to music anywhere else except the gym. I guess, like, sometimes when I'm driving, I'll listen to music, but it's mainly, like, podcasts and stuff like that. But I'm never, like, at home. Just
Wait, podcasts? Like, outside of working out?
Yeah, like, if I'm just driving. Like, so I also do, like, Uber driving on the side as a side job. And
one day he won't have to. Once he blows up,
once this podcast airs, I'll be good. I don't have to do anything.
It's a wrap.
I can essentially retire. Everyone's gonna buy my program, and it's gonna be done. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna have to do absolutely.
No, you're right. It is an honor to be on this.
Yeah.
You're
Dude,
right.
We're gonna make it.
That's right. It's done.
Yeah, we'll see. So podcasts. What podcasts do you listen to, like, during your free time? Or what ones do you enjoy, I guess?
I listen to a lot of basketball podcasts. I'll sometimes listen to fitness podcasts. It's tough listening to fitness podcasts because it's like, I mean, there's always new information coming out, but it's all essentially just the same stuff. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say I know every single thing about fitness. I don't. But once you kind of get it, like the basics, it's tough to, like, listen to fitness podcasts because it's just essentially guys just saying the same things over and over.
Do you ever, like, listen to any and hear what they're saying and be like, yeah, that's totally incorrect?
There certainly are some, I mean, there's a lot of misinformation out there. But as far as podcasts I listen to mostly, I listen to a lot of sports podcasts, like basketball podcasts.
Do you think you'll listen to this podcast, like, on your free time?
Oh, I'm going to listen to this one like 6 times, like today.
Is that going to motivate you in the gym, probably?
Oh, of course. This will be my new gym song. This will be number 1 on my Spotify.
Just, like, have it going for, like, 40 minutes and then be like, okay, now I know my workout's done.
Yeah. And I'll just start it over if I'm not done yet.
How long does it actually take you to get in and get out of the gym if you're there either by yourself or with someone else?
Believe it or not, it's actually, like, I think it's quicker than most people like to. I think everyone knows now, like, you don't need to be in the gym for 2 hours at least. Like, the old back in the day was you got to lift hard for 2 straight hours, and it's like, that's just not realistic anymore. And frankly, it's a burnout. If you're in the gym for 2 hours, like, you're probably not doing it right. Either 1, you're overworking yourself, or 2, you're just on your phone most of the time. So I'd say personally for me, depending on the day, it can be as high as like an hour, and honestly, it can be as low as like 30 minutes. Like an average, like,
is there like certain, like, muscle, I guess, like, days that are less than others?
Well, so today I did a pull day, and for people that don't know, that's just back and biceps, and it took me 30 minutes. And it wasn't like some BS workout either. It was like, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I finished that quick. And I'll be like, oh no, I kind of did everything. Because I don't like sit there and talk to people at the gym. Like, in between sets, I'll chill on my phone, but like, I'm not like in there chopping it up with people.
Is that time frame different when you have someone with you? Like, would it be longer than 30, or does it pretty much stay the same?
If Brandon's with me, it'll take.
Is he gonna like make you stay at the gym longer or something, or what?
No, Brandon. If anything, Brandon's trying to get out of there quicker. No, that's not true, Brandon. I love you. No, if someone else is there, and like I said, depending on the day, like usually a chest day will take longer because frankly, chest is just more fun, and and push day is 3 muscle groups, and legs is just legs, and pull day is just 2, so it'll take a little longer. So sometimes if it's like that, and I'm with someone, it might take like an hour.
What's your diet like? At least, okay, I'm not saying is.
Like, am I a vegan?
No, I'm more of what I'm asking is, I mean, is there an ideal way that you'd like to, like, have your diet? Oh, and what is it like, I guess? What do you do?
Yeah, like, well, if I had all the money in the world, I'd buy all the best stuff that I can over and over again. But I pretty much eat. It's funny, I'm not like the best eater. Like, I am a good eater, but like, to the average person, if I told the average person my diet, they'd be like, oh, that's great. But to me, like, I'm not the best eater. Like, I will eat Chick-fil-A probably once a week. I'll eat pizza once a week. I love going to Crumble Cookie like at least once a week. But as far as my actual diet goes, I mean, I eat a lot of, I do eat red meat. I eat a lot of red meat. Red meat's actually really good for you, contrary to popular belief. I have salads for my vegetables. I don't really eat a lot of vegetables other than salads. Like, I'm not a big broccoli fan. I don't really love Brussels sprouts or anything like that. Rice, potatoes. I eat a lot of pasta when I'm trying to eat higher calorie. Like I said, ground beef. Sometimes I'll buy a big old rotisserie chicken. It's just easy. But yeah.
Or Buffalo Wild Wings, like tonight.
We did just come from Buffalo Wild Wings, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Good
it's
times.
good protein right there.
What do you do on your free time for fun? If you had a whole day, say,
I just spilled my coffee.
not going to work out, you're not doing any of that, you just have a day to kind of just do whatever you want. What are you doing?
Lately, I have not had days to just sit and do whatever I want, but I mean, on my days I don't work out, I'm either doing some driving.
I'm saying, but hypothetical, like you don't have those responsibilities for a day. What do you want to be doing?
It's funny, like I don't like just chilling, not doing anything. I guess like I'll have days if I just watch Netflix for a while, or like, you know, go for a hike with friends or something. But like,
For sure.
I don't like just sitting. Like if I don't leave the house all day, like I don't feel right. Like I'm like, all right, I have to have some type of like I did something productive today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I guess more of what I'm asking though is like, you can still go do something, but like, what would you want to be doing if you didn't have to do any of those things?
It's funny when our friend Alec, he first quit Nike a couple months ago, and I lived back in my apartment. He would just come over and we'd sit in the hot tub for like 3 hours, and just drink and sit in the hot tub and just listen to music. Those were fun, and then it's funny because like sitting in the sun and in the pool all day makes you exhausted, so the rest of the day I would just like lay in bed, be exhausted. So I guess, you know, just hanging with friends. Like, you know, I went for a hike last week with everybody. I'm not a big like go out late at night and drink anymore person as I've gotten older. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun on occasion, but like I'd so much rather just like watch and
Be responsible.
not even be responsible. Like, you know, just kick it and watch a movie like at home. Like I'd so much rather do that. Like, bro, I get tired now. I'm 28.
How'd we meet?
I
Well,
know.
how about we talk about this story? This is a good one. I think
So
it's kind of funny that we ended up being friends.
So
considering-
Andy hated me and hated everybody.
No, that's not true.
Little does everybody know.
That is not true.
So I was friends with his brother first. I worked with his brother at Nike, and I decided to put together this basketball league. And
Did you mention my age?
on the podcast?
Yeah, I was 17 when I was in this league, so like I was just like this like really young dude going and like hanging out with
He
like
was like the youngest person there, but yeah. And so it was from the league, right?
That's how we like initially met.
And then Andy, I would always be nice to him. I'm always, you know, that's what I do. I try to like make everyone be my friend, and Andy just wasn't having it. He just was like, I'm not. Not that it was me personally. He just didn't seem like he was messing with anybody. I'm just like, all right.
I used to be a very reserved person. Man.
Yeah. No, you were reserved. But then somehow, I think Chris quit. You got hired at Nike, and then we just got.
The rest is history.
That's right.
And we went to
Florida and
Utah, and
we did go to Utah too with Randy. Shout out Randy Decker.
Randy Decker.
That's my guy. You'll get on here soon.
Willie?
I don't know. What is he doing? What is Randy? I love you, but I don't know what we can interview you about. Just sports.
No, dude.
At Nike?
It's going to be about his relationship with the other Nike managers.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus,
He could
Amanda.
he could go on all day.
Yeah.
I hope they don't hear this.
That's a very good point,
All
because
good
this podcast is going to go live, so
Listen,
we got it.
If we end Randy's job somehow, it's all good things though. That's all.
It is,
He
yeah,
said
yeah,
how
Randy.
much he loves everyone and cares,
Yeah.
and would do anything for anyone.
What a guy.
Love you, Randy Decker.
Do you have any good memories working at Nike that you'd like to share?
Oh, I have plenty of good memories of Nike.
Give like one story about something that was like just either funny or
Oh my god.
just a good memory, so we could get those good Nike vibes out there.
I would mess with Randy all the time. I'd like just like I just would go like rub his head or like bean dip him, stuff like that. And Randy's like older. He's like, get off me, idiot. I have a story, but it's not a good story.
Is it like appropriate to share with
It's
the world?
appropriate to share. It's the gummy bear story.
I don't know if we should say that story.
No?
Okay. I wasn't there when that happened. I've just heard it before, but
I mean, no, there's a lot of good memories. Most of the people I hang out with now, I met from Nike. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was there 6.5 years at Nike. Nike was my job through college. Yeah, it took me like 6.5 years to finish college, but it's neither here nor there. Yeah, a lot of fun Nike stories.
What else did you do before Nike? Did you you started when you started college? Is that what you said?
My first year and a half of college, I was in Prescott, Arizona, going to Yavapai. And then when I came back, that's when I got hired at Nike. I started going to Paradise Valley Community College, and then I ended up at ASU and graduated from ASU. So,
it's kind of lame.
Took a long time to graduate college. I was not the best student early on.
But do you think it has to do with switching your degree too? Did it change a lot of courses and all that?
It had to do with some of it, but I will fully admit my first 2 years of college, I just did not take it as seriously as I should have, and it set me back. And I probably could have saved a lot of money, and I wouldn't be owing student loans right now.
So, like, you're saying you failed some?
I did fail some classes.
I failed one class in college.
What class? Was it anatomy? I failed anatomy twice.
I honestly feel like it was a history class.
That's justifiable.
So this is what
you
happened.
have to be really into history to be like, all right, I'm going to succeed at this.
There's a lot of stuff I feel like in history, but basically what happened was I had a B in the class. Okay. I had 85%. And I got my wisdom teeth out the last week of the class, to finish it up.
That's not good timing.
Yeah, and I had an 8-page paper due, and I had to start it the day it was due, and I basically got 2 pages done, and I was like, I don't really even know what else to put in this, so I just had to submit it and live with it, and
you just hit the space bar until you got to 8 pages.
No,
it's technically 8 pages.
Grade it how you want, but I hit the mark.
Right, yeah, that's kind of what matters.
No, that's why I was like really annoyed by it though, because it was like, dude, I literally had a B, so and then I ended up failing off of one assignment.
That one paper, what'd you get on it, like a 20?
Dude, it was really low. I don't really remember.
Oh, man. Yeah. I failed classes at the end, too, where I'm at like a 71, and then I bombed the final.
I actually don't think my dad knows I failed that class. He'd probably be mad at me if I
He does now.
Yeah, hey, Dad. Shout out, Byron.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah, or not.
Why aren't you back in the gym? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah,
that's a good question. Me all these fitness questions. Andy went one time with me. That's how it goes with people. They go with you one time, and it's I'm still sore, and then it's like, oh god, he's
my New Year's resolution every year is to go to the gym at least one time, and usually I hit
for the year.
Yep, one time a year.
I mean, that's very easy then.
No, I mean, speak for yourself.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just kidding. Matt actually did one time make me a whole, I guess he did like a meal plan and I think fitness plan, but I'm not really sure.
And that's back when I charged nothing.
So. Yeah, so I got that for free. It's sitting dead somewhere in my email.
Just collecting dust somewhere.
Yeah, I'd have to go find that.
That's right.
Yeah, dude. I have to go again for sure.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe one more time this year. Maybe I'll hit 2 times.
Well, that's not your resolution. Your resolution is just to go once. So if you go twice, then you're breaking.
I just double it. No,
Does it work like that?
I don't know. Because I guess
the resolution is you went once. So if you go twice, you technically failed.
I guess technically, actually, the resolution is to not work out 364 days in the year.
Oh.
So technically, I wouldn't hit it, right?
Yeah. Technically, you would not hit it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll get you back one of these.
Yeah, one of the. I also went with Brandon once. Shout out Brandon again. This is your second time being mentioned, and Brandon will be on a future podcast episode.
Brandon has been skipping the gym. He's been, I don't know. He said his stomach hurts. He said his leg hurts or something. You know how it goes.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going because my stomach hurts.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't go if you have a
365 days.
Yeah, you can't go if your
stomach
stomach
I have a headache
hurts. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Do I want to be better? I don't know.
No.
No. Tell me why Blinding Lights is your favorite song. I'm going to go back to that. I don't know
how anybody listens to it and it's not their favorite song.
Dude, what was that one song they used to play at Nike where it was that you always used to...
Oh, it's In the Air Tonight. What song is that? Everyone knows that song.
I forgot the name of it. I mean, I don't listen to it. I know the song. I just don't listen to it. So I don't...
Oh, God. My voice is going to sound terrible singing this.
Honestly, bro.
That's a top 10.
I feel like it's going to sound exactly how it would if we just recorded normal, except like kind of better quality.
I know. The quality does sound good. Yeah, In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins.
Yeah.
One time I did the drums with my hands on Randy's head. I said, and he said, "Get off me, idiot."
I used to just hit the boxes, I think.
Yeah.
Shoe boxes.
It's such a great song. I think it's a top 10 song ever.
All right, Matt. I don't know how long we've been going, but
2 minutes.
2 minutes. It's a good 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to close it with this.
Okay.
One piece of advice to people who are either struggling to get in the gym with, I guess, no motivation. And yeah, let's keep it at that. One thing you would say to people, they want to get in the gym and they want to work out, they don't feel motivated.
Just DM me on Instagram, buy my program. No, I'm kidding.
At
Matt Nassief Fit 1.
If this blows up, maybe this will help you too.
Not if, when it blows up.
When it blows up.
My advice would just be to you said to people who are just say that question again.
Just people who like want to be in the gym and want to be, I guess, healthy, but they struggle with motivation.
I would say, it's interesting because when people do start at the gym, they are super motivated, and because they have they'll get all excited about it. They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to the gym, I'm gonna get big, and then it's like your first couple weeks you're all motivated. That's how New Year's resolutions happen, right?
Yep.
You're just like, and then it's like by the time February 1st roll around, you realize it's like, oh, this is getting kind of tough, or I'm not seeing progress yet, all this stuff. I would just say, and it's really tough to like look yourself in the mirror and do this, but it's like, you hear all the time people, because most people who want to do it, they've probably started at one point and then stopped and started and stopped and started and stopped. And I would just say, like, do you want to be stuck in this loop forever? And what I would say is that for me personally, when I started going to the gym, it took like 3-4 weeks and I just like fell in love with it. And it's like, and that won't happen with everybody. Like, not everyone's going to love it. But I genuinely believe that if you just keep doing, and whatever fitness it is, like my thing is weightlifting. I do bodybuilding style training for skinny guys, but it's like, bro, it could be anything. You could go for a run, you could bike, you could swim, it could be weightlifting, it could be CrossFit for all
do you think for people who, do you think people give up because they aren't seeing results? And do you think once people start seeing results, that kind of pushes them to keep going?
Oh, for sure. I think people everyone wants that quick fix. They want that oh, okay, in 2 weeks I'm gonna have bigger biceps, and it's like, it's not how it works. And I know for me personally, like I did the start stop thing because I'm like, well, I'm not getting any bigger. Like, what the hell's happening? Like, and it's like when I finally just said, all right, like I'm seeing this through. Once you start getting a little, especially early on, like there's a thing, like a lot of people have been lifting a long time. There's this thing called newbie gains.
Right.
And and essentially in your first 6 months to a year, that's the most progress you're ever going to gain. And it's like, so it's like if it's that specifically, like let's say it is a skinny guy that wants to start lifting, but he's not motivated or doesn't love it that much yet. It's like, just stick with it and it will pay off. Obviously you got to be doing, but honestly, like early on in your lifting career, you don't even need to be eating right. Like you could eat, like for your first 6 months of lifting, like you could eat like crap. Seriously. Like you could eat like boxes of pizza all day. You're going to gain progress because you're in that newbie gains phase.
Do you think that's like a smart idea though? Or do you think
I mean, it's never a smart idea to like eat like crap, but it's like if you want, because I think a lot of people's issue too when they jump into it is they try to do everything perfect right away. Like they'll jump in and they'll be like, all right, I'm gonna lift every single day. I'm gonna buy a bunch of vegetables. I'm gonna buy a bunch of lean meats. And it's like that sets themselves up for failure most of the time, because it's like that's not what you're used to. I'm a firm believer that like you have to slowly ease your way into that. So if you're someone who like can't just do things cold turkey, you know what I'm saying? Like cut something out cold turkey, like that's how I recommend you doing it. So it's like if you're gonna get started, maybe you lift 2 days a week at first, and then you go 3 days a week and you just keep eating how you're eating. And then the next month, maybe you cut out some sugar or whatever, or maybe you cut out a certain food, and slowly but surely you just do it that way. And that's why a lot of like clients I have, whether it's online or in person, I always say like, they're like, should I eat different? I'm like, first couple weeks, just eat how you normally eat. You know, like just start lifting. Like if they buy a program, like, you know, just eat how you normally eat the first couple weeks. Then we'll start like implementing changes. Unless someone's like, I'm super, super serious. I want to get to this exact weight by this day. But for what you're asking, for someone who's starting up, you want to like slowly ease into it to kind of build those habits.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
makes 100% sense.
Yeah. So I would just say like, you know, there's the whole thing. I don't even remember the saying. It's like it takes 4 weeks to gain progress, 8 weeks for everyone else to see your progress, and 12 weeks for you to see your progress. Yeah. Something like that.
Takes one to know one. That's the saying you're looking for.
There you go. But it's like, yeah, so it's like just stick with it, and then it's like, you know, and obviously that's easier said than done, but it's like, it's just like anything in life. Like you're not going to see results right away. Sometimes you will, depending on how drastic you are. Like a lot of people, if they're doing weight loss, they can see drastic results pretty quickly.
Yeah, actually, I was going to bring that up actually, because there was like a point in my life. It was probably like 2019, maybe 2020, either one. But I started like running and just eating insanely good.
Yeah.
And I did it so consistently, and I dropped from 170, 175, and I went down to 150. Like it wasn't like instant, but it did happen pretty fast. Like I kept running consistently.
This is going to be controversial to say, and obviously this doesn't apply to everybody. But to me, and what I've noticed, even like helping people, losing weight and losing fat is so much easier than putting on muscle.
I can understand that.
And and obviously not everybody thinks that, because usually everyone's coming from a position, like most people that hit me up, or, you know, that most people that are looking into fitness, you don't think of them as skinny people getting big. You think of someone who's obese trying to lose weight. Like that's what you think when you think of fitness. And that is probably most people. Mm-hmm. So it's like, of course for them it's tougher to lose weight because they have a lot more weight to lose. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I do understand too. I felt like that was a point in my life too when I did see that change, and, you know, it definitely pushed me to keep going. And I don't know what stopped, but I need to get back in, whether that's, you know, running again. I know Matt probably doesn't like that. He just wants
I'm
people,
not a runner.
He wants people to get muscle. He doesn't want them to.
Well, it's funny because and it's like I could literally go on about this all night, but like weightlifting in itself, I tell people I think everyone should weightlift. That's what I think. I'm not saying like everyone has to go like.
If you have a body, you're an athlete.
There you go. Yeah, a little cliche, but I think because, for example, like I doubt this person's gonna. I won't specify who this person is. I know someone close to me in my life who's a little older, and he like goes for like 5 mile like walk/runs like every day, and he'll do like really fast walks. You know what I'm saying? And like he watches what he eats. You know, for the most part, like he'll, you know, like it's a guy. His wife will buy like clean foods for the most part. You know, they'll have dessert sometimes, but you know, he likes to intermittent fast a lot. What
do you think about that?
Think about what?
Intermittent fasting.
I like it personally for what I do. I think it's whenever I try to cut a little weight, that's what I do. But this person, he's like skinny fat, and like, you know, I saw him probably a few months ago, and he's like, and I'm like, or he's like, I'm seeing, he's like, I'm doing everything right. He's like, I'm intermittent fasting, I'm eating right, I'm going on these walks and runs. He's like, but I'm not losing any weight. And I told him, I'm like, we have to lift weights. That's what you have to do. And he's like, I don't want to lift weights. I'm like, well, that's what you have to do. And he asked why. And what people don't realize is that lifting weights is actually a form of fat burning. it's, like obviously you can put on muscle, but muscle gaining and lifting weights is one of the best fat burners you can do. Like, and then that's why, because it's like anyone can, people can lose weight, but if you don't have a certain amount of muscle in place, like this person doesn't have, then you're going to be capped out at some point on how much you can lose, because it's like when you barely have any muscle, it's like you have to have some weight on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you put on muscle and do this, it's like then you'll get more of a leaner look. And that's why people end up skinny fat, is because they just don't have the muscle. So I think everyone needs to build muscle. And building muscle doesn't mean you're going to get jacked. Building muscle doesn't mean you're going to get big, because you're also going to burn fat too. So it's like a lot of women, they're afraid they're going to get bulky if they lift weights. That's just not true,
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but like that's why I think everybody should lift weights personally. I know people have injuries and stuff like that, and you don't gotta lift super heavy, but that's why everybody that comes to me, I always recommend they lift weights.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you want to say to the people before we close this thing out?
I know there's like, how many viewers we got right now? 1 million? Wow, we're up to 1 million.
1.8 actually.
Yeah, 1.8 million. Yeah. Wow.
All these people, dude.
I think we capped at 2 million. I saw at one point.
Yeah, so do we just wait until it goes down to like 1.5 and be like, oh, we're dropping now? Yeah, we might as well just.
I think people realize we're getting ready to close it.
Oh, yeah, wait, yeah, look, it's actually at 1,138 now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're good. Wow, that dropped quick.
Yeah. Well, everyone, thank you for, I hope anyone at all will tune into this, but.
They will.
Thank you for being a part of this show. We're excited to get this started. Well, I am. Matt's going to be in another podcast with me, but this is In the Roots, and we're
doing that right after this.
Yeah, we are. We're going to keep recording.
Let's go.
All right.
It's fun. I had a good time. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on.
Of course.
I forgot to say that. It'll get better with time. First podcast, you kind of like trying to figure things out.
You got to thank your guests, so they're not going to come back. This might be it.
I don't really want you back. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're like, this was kind of a C- podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get better with time, but I'm glad Matt got to be just kind of like the test trial one.
I know.
So.
I keep leaning back. You might not be able to hear me at all on this thing. So if
actually, no, I heard you fine. At least in this, I'm sure it'll go to this. But
hopefully it does.
Yeah. All right. We will see you all next time.
Yes, sir.